Okay. Um, as I said before, because of the problem recording, um, I was diagnosed with neurofibromatosis when I was 11 years old. I had just gotten over the chicken pox, and my mother took me to the doctor to make sure everything was going okay. And that's when the doctor told me that I had the disorder neurofibromatosis, which my mother had. I mean, she had it when she was younger, what about, I think, when she was about 20, she never had it. Because I've seen pictures of her. I guess as she got older, they started forming more and more. Excuse me. Um, I do know my grandmother had it, my great grandmother had it, and my aunt had it. And now I have it. I have older, two brothers, one who's a year older than I am, and one who is in his 30s, who doesn't show any signs of having the disorder, which I don't mind because I do know sometimes it skips a generation, and hopefully they don't pass it on to their children. So far, it looks like they didn't pass it on. However, um, from there, when I went to the doctor and found out I had neurofibromatosis, they also told me I had scoliosis, which was a curvature of the spine. And they admitted me to the hospital about a month later. I had to wear this stupid body cast. I know most of you had scoliosis know what that cast is. It was from the neck down, and that thing was just horrible. I had to wear it all summer long. And while wearing the cast, they sent me to this special. I'm not gonna say it's a special school. It was a school for the physically challenged. It was a great school, great teachers. I made lots of friends there. Um, After about 6 months, I had to go in to have my first surgery, where they put this Harrington rod in my back, and then the cast was back on. And like I said, I continued going to that school. I had the cast on for about 9.5 months. Um, and after it came off, I was great. I mean, to be able to take a full breath without that cast blocking your lungs and your stomach from expanding was just great. I mean, with the cast, I weighed 140 pounds. When I took the cast off, I was down to 121, 122. Um, After that, I went back to my public school, laughed, played, ran around, tried not to do anything too physical, which I didn't. But when I went back to my regular appointments, they did x-rays. I went back like 7 times, and on that 8th time, they told me, well, it looks like the rod slipped a little. And I was like, man. So again, I had to go back in the hospital for surgery. And instead of putting the cast on this time, they put this brace that you could wrap around and strap onto you. But they wrapped plaster around the brace to make sure I didn't take it off, which I hated because I was like, I could probably take it off at night and sleep and just wear it during the day. I guess they didn't trust me not to wear it. But anyway, um, I did. Went back to that school again and met up with my old friends, and even made a couple of friends I saw met in the hospital. They went to that school as well, which was just awesome. After that, 9 months was up. The cast came off finally. I was 14 at the time, 13 at the time. I mean, cast came off, and I was just elated. I mean, I made sure I didn't do anything to make me want to go back in the hospital and get another operation. But public school was public school, and instead of just standing around, I would run and play tag. I would just race, but every time I would start running and running hard, my knee would pop, and it would be like, what's going on? So I went to the doctor, and I told him what was going on, and he was like, well, what are you doing running? I was like, I'm a kid, I'm supposed to run. He said no, but he never did tell me what was wrong with my leg. Um, didn't come about 3, 4 until I was 17, when my knee popped, and I went to the doctor and I tore like a ligament in my knee, and every now and then my knee would pop, and it won't hurt as bad, but still, it wasn't until I was like in my 30s that I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that because of my neurofibromatosis and my scoliosis, that my knee joint was out of place. Instead of being straight like this, it was like this, which I noticed. And he told me, being at my age, I was too young to try to get a knee replacement surgery. I'm thinking because I don't have any insurance that is one of the main reasons they don't want to try it, but oh well. um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that I need to go start seeing a doctor, make sure everything is working properly. I mean, my mother didn't know she had cancer until 3 years ago, and she probably had it longer than that. And she passed away, like I said in my previous video, not too long ago. So I better make sure I go to the doctor, even if I have to go to a county doctor or the clinic that's right down the street, and pay $15 to make sure everything is working and everything is okay with me. But other than that, I say if you're living with neurofibromatosis or scoliosis or any other disorder out there, um, get yourself checked out. Make sure everything is working fine, and hopefully, um, they'll find a cure for this disorder, because there's a lot of people out there with severe cases of neurofibromatosis. I mean, I've seen the videos, I've seen pictures, and I'm usually not a very, very prejudiced guy, which I'm not, but looking at some of those pictures, I do kind of shy away, and I should know better, because I have neurofibromatosis. And for all you out there who sees this video and doesn't understand what the disease is, don't treat anybody any differently, because just put yourself in their shoes and see if that's how you want to be dealt, or see if that's the way you want to be treated. I mean, I'm pretty sure if someone in your family had this disorder, you would treat them you would want them to be treated like you want to be treated. Don't shy away from them. It's not a contagious disease. It can only be passed on through family. So shake their hands, give them a hug. I mean, do anything to make them feel loved. That's all we want, really. Other than that, I say be with God, go in peace, and keep up the good work.